Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe. Thank you, baby. Thank you. You making blood come to my damn mouth. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You gotta make blood come to the mouth. You can't just smack me and don't hit me hard. That's bullshit. When you hit a motherfucker, you hit that motherfucker. Let's kick their ass, motherfucker. Kick their ass. Let's go.
Yo, what's up? Shadow, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. Haven't done like a little sit-down chat in a while. I wanted to do one today kind of as a test, just getting back into it, testing some new software. Yeah, pretty much just getting this thing ready for Sunday and potentially a few live streams here and there throughout each week. Also wanted to test out that new intro, which is going to be pretty sweet. Love John Henderson. We need more of that. We need more of that, especially with the Jags. But I kind of wanted to just sit here and kind of break down the Jags-Colts game as well. And then just talk about it with anybody who wants to ask questions, bring up any points, anything like that. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. And let me pull up a few things and we'll get going. Also, what's the deal with YouTube? Like, are they trying to do handles first? Why are you doing this to me? There we go. All right, so Jags face off against the Colts Sunday. Both are 8-8. This is a must-win game for both teams, but for us being Jags fans, this is an absolute must-win to stay on top of the AFC South. The Jags have won 3 straight. The Colts have lost, 2 after their bye, 3 out of their last 4. They lost to the Steelers, they lost to Kansas City, and then they lost to Houston. This game coming will be close like the Chiefs game. I believe so, and it's going to be because of the weather. Got a feeling the weather is going to play a big part in that, which we'll talk about as well. Which I haven't checked the updated weather. Let me just see if anything's changed for Sunday. Nope. Heavy rain Sunday. Heavy rain. It's going to be a lot of the rushing attack. Whoever's got the better rushing attack is going to win the game. We have the better run defense. So, and we've got 3 really good running backs. They've got 1 really, really good running back, but we have 3 really good running backs. So, yes, it's good to have some of these guys back. Parker Washington, Trayvon, Eric Armstead should be playing. Eric Murray should be back at some point. I don't know if he's going to be back for this game, but he is going to be back at some point. We just got back Jordan Lewis, which is huge for us. Dewey might have a concussion. Don't know what that's looking like. Walker Little's probably going to be out, but Cole Van Lannon has been doing a good job stepping in at different spots on the line. So I think that's going to play out very well. Colts, other than them, going on a little bit of a losing streak, they're pretty good. Daniel Jones, injured. Anthony Richardson, if he needs to be the backup. He is also injured. He got injured in practice, so if something were to happen to Daniel Jones in game, then I guess it goes to the third string guy. I don't know who their third string guy is. What's up, Michael? How are you? Oh, this is an absolute must win. I'll break this down. We can win the AFC South by week 16, but we have to win the next 3 in a row, which means the Colts are going to lose to us 1 game. They have to lose a second game over the next 3 weeks, which they play the Seahawks and they play the 49ers. That could be huge. And then the Texans just have to lose to the Chiefs. So if we win the next 3 in a row, that Broncos game's probably going to be the toughest one. But if we win the next 3 and the Colts lose an extra one and all Houston has to do is lose to Kansas City, then we win the South by week 16. There's still a way for us to get the number 1 seed, but that's going to require us beating the Broncos, and we're going to need the Patriots to lose a few and get upset by either Miami or the Jets. And that's going to be the toughest one right there if we want the 1 seed. We need to just send constant pressure. We have the number 1 run defense. If we apply pressure to Daniel Jones, especially if it's raining on pass plays, we could get a pretty decent amount of turnovers to keep that keep the game in our favor. Which the Jaguars have been really good at this year, is creating turnovers and keeping the game winnable, especially in very close games like the Cardinals, the Raiders. A lot of those games, that's been a huge help. And then Trevor not losing his composure after he turns the ball over. That's also huge. What's up, Vinny? Yes, we have a very high chance of making the playoffs. We just have to keep winning. I hate the whole we control our own destiny talk, whatever. You can't really control destiny. But all we got to do is just win, right? This team is capable of winning. There's no team that I think with our remaining schedule that could blow us out. I think the Colts and the Broncos will be close games, but those games are winnable. We just have to be the hungrier team and the team that wants it more. And I think we have the players and that mindset to do so. And I'm very excited to watch this game on Sunday. It's been nice watching some of these games. That Houston game a couple weeks ago was gut-wrenching game, but seeing the game against Tennessee and the Chargers and even the close games against the Cardinals, stuff like that, those games have been nice to see. Trevor is looking more like 2022 when he got used to Doug's schemes. He's starting to get used to Liam's schemes and the play calls, and he's looking more comfortable, and it's exciting to see. And I believe with this new coaching staff and with Liam, we're going to see more long-term success from Trevor because of it. And also, Liam is willing to take a step back, reevaluate, like, what am I doing wrong to put Trevor in these situations to where he's messing up. Doug Peterson never did that. Doug Peterson never took a step back and said, let me reevaluate. He just kept going out there with the same game plan over and over and over again. And that was it. And that we had 3 years of that. We didn't quite see it in the first year because we started off slow and ended hot. At least this year, we've started off pretty good, getting better, and then now it feels like it's starting to heat up. So exactly. And I keep seeing a lot of people that are like, oh, I wish we had Blake Bortles back. I wish we had Mac Jones back. Listen, Blake Bortles doesn't have the composure or the skill set that Trevor has. Blake Bortles was just a fun quarterback. Yeah, Trevor doesn't have like that fun personality, the crazy personality, but he has that personality where he's not going to let anything get to him. He's going to immediately forget about an interception or a fumble, and he's going to go out there and he's going to make plays. And I hate hearing the whole thing where it's the Trevor Lawrence experience, blah, blah, blah. Listen, we see this with every quarterback. Josh Allen just had a terrible game. Patrick Mahomes has had a few games that were questionable this year. Matthew Stafford just had a terrible game. Listen, for the most part, Trevor has had good games. The turnovers are starting to slow down. So I'm perfectly okay with Trevor. Always have been. I'm always going to be a Trevor supporter. Never going to hate on him. That Cardinals game, I wasn't a hater, but I was for 2 of those picks. Now, the fumble, which was kind of like a pick, and the tipped pass in the end zone, those weren't on him. But the other 2, I was like, man, Trevor, you can't do this. So I'm still critical of Trevor. I can still say, hey, man, you got to clean this stuff up. And I wish every fan was like that. I wish every fan could say, hey, yeah, Trevor makes these mistakes, but he learns from those mistakes and he ends up fixing it. Not a lot of our fans can think about that part. They just see the mistakes and they're like, oh, quarterback's making us lose. We're 8-4 at the top of the AFC South. If Trevor was a true problem, we would not be in this position that we're in right now. We are in this position a lot of the part because of Trevor. Because Trevor is a good quarterback. He is a good NFL quarterback. Say what you will, but it's the truth. It is the truth. Sorry, I gotta put my watch on. But I am this game right here, I think has been my most anticipated game, especially leading up to this. The Colts, I was saying it like I know I missed a few games on the stream with you guys, but if you guys remember, we talked about it. Like the Colts felt like they were building up to a decline. Like that, everything they were doing didn't seem sustainable, right? We knew it was going to happen. And now look, we're at the top of the AFC South. Dester. Who's Dester? No news. We're just chatting about Jags. I just wanted to get on and run my mouth. Listen, I fat finger stuff all the time. When I'm typing, I type fast. Even on the keyboard, my fingers are. I got big hands. I got big hands. Look at that. So I understand. I know where you're sitting at. But no. I just wanted to get on and run my mouth about the Jags and the Colts, and I'm gonna talk my shit. And I haven't really been a big hater of the Colts, to be honest with you. I've always been a Peyton Manning fan because I grew up a Tennessee Volunteers fan. So, of course, I never really hated the Colts. Their fans haven't been as crazy as Titans and Texans fans, right? Colts fans are bearable. They're the ones that are kind of level-headed and reasonable. They're the only ones in our division who have won a Super Bowl. So give them their flowers for that. But this game's different, man. Listen, no hate towards them, but this is a division game, and this is a must-win for us. Everybody on the team's got to ball out, man. No mistakes. Even though it's going to be a rainy game, I would like to see mistake-free football, and we need to have the better run game. Yeah, cloudy with periods of rain during the day. Locally heavy rainfall possible. That could be rough, but again, I think we have the advantage having the number one run defense. I know that they have the number one rusher, but I think we have the advantage. Jonathan Taylor has 226 attempts, 1,282 yards, and 15 touchdowns. We cannot let them anywhere near the red zone with Jonathan Taylor. We need to have constant pressure on Daniel Jones. We need to stuff Jonathan Taylor repeatedly, nonstop, over and over and over again. Daniel Jones, he's looking pretty decent, right? He's got 256 completions, 3,041 yards. He's got a 67.9 completion rating, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with 22 sacks. Trevor, on the other hand, a little shakier, but getting better. He's got 2,636 yards. He's got a 59.75% completion rating, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3 of those coming from the Cardinals game. So if you take those away, but you can't. But looking fairly similar to, and the drops. If you take back the drops, then Trevor's numbers are improved. But again, you can't take anything away. You can't add anything. It is what it is. We just hope that Trevor finishes stronger in this new system, which I believe he is currently doing. We're seeing that with our own eyes. Travis Etienne, though, on 181 attempts, a lot less attempts than Jonathan Taylor. He is sitting at 843 yards, 5 touchdowns. His longest run was 71 yards, and he has 5 rushes of 20-plus yards or more. And then Bashal Tutin, who has also been finishing strong in the red zone for us. He has 4 touchdowns. His longest run is 15. But if you watch Bashal Tutin run, he always has the potential to break an extremely long run. He always just gets those shoestring tackles. He's had a lot of bad luck when it comes to that. But Trevor is our third leading rusher with 235 yards on 57 attempts, and he has 5 touchdowns. So he matches Etienne's touchdowns, which puts Trevor at 21 total touchdowns. He is trending towards 32 total touchdowns on the season and just around 3,800 yards. So not terrible, especially going into next season. I want to focus on this season, but next season under the same scheme, I think Trevor's going to look fantastic. We might see our very first Trevor MVP run next year, because I truly think he's going to settle in and things are going to be insane, especially if we can lock in Jakobi Meyers, who has quickly turned into our best receiver. Just a couple games in, he's got 245 yards. Been holding my water forever and not taking a sip of it. He's got 245 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. He almost leads the receivers in touchdowns. Parker Washington is that guy with 3 touchdowns, 447 yards, 63 targets, and Jakobi Meyers has 21 targets. He does have the longest reception of the season, with 50 being his longest, and he's got 85 yards after completion. But we also have Brian Thomas Jr. back, who has 448 yards and a touchdown. Not his greatest ever. I know last year we were expecting, but the sophomore slump is true, and it is holding true for him, unfortunately. But I think he's going to get better next year as well. But again, we just need them to be better now with these last 5 games going into the playoffs. We're going to need everybody full steam ahead for the playoffs, especially when it comes to injuries. We need a lot of these guys back. So we are 11th in points per game, going up against the second ranked team in points per game. The Colts have 29.8 per game. And then yards per game, they are 4th in the NFL with 375.4. We are 19th with 326. We are 4th in time of possession, though, which has helped us out with a lot of our fourth quarter wins and overtime wins. We have 32 minutes, 17 seconds time of possession. The Colts are 18th, 29-41. And we are 22nd in sacks. That has been a big thing for us. Josh Allen leads the league in pressures, but he just hasn't been able to get home as much until after the bye week. He has become one of the best rushers in the league, and we're going to continue to see that grow over the next 5 games. But the Colts have 35, and they are 6th in the NFL with sacks. And as far as interceptions go, we are 2nd. We have 13 interceptions. The Colts have 12, so they are right behind us. They are ranked 4th in the NFL. And then total turnover differential, we are +6. We are 7th in the NFL, and they are +5, and they are 8th in the NFL. We just compared Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. Daniel Jones had a hell of a run early in the season, but Trevor is proving that the longevity is going to be in favor for him, staying healthy, and he's going to end the season strong, probably ahead of Daniel Jones. I would say, I think Daniel Jones ends up missing a couple of the games at the end of the season because of his fibula injury. I think that's probably going to end up playing out to be a little worse than what it is right now. I feel like when you have an injury like that, when you continue to play on it, you're going to make things worse. Things are going to end up, not working out for you. So I think Trevor ends up with better numbers than Daniel Jones in the end of the season. But that just means that the Colts are going to keep running Jonathan Taylor against every team, which is why we have to win this game. That's going to give us the advantage over them towards the end of the season. We play them in week 17, and then we play the Titans in week 18. So we at least have to win this one so that we can have that advantage over them, and we need them to lose. Against the Seahawks and the 49ers would be great. So if we win the next 3 and they lose the next 3, that would be insane. Their leading receiver, Alec Pierce, 689 yards and 2 touchdowns. That can't be right. That's not their leading receiver, is it? Let me go back in here. I guess he is their leading receiver yards-wise, but only by 5 yards. Tyler Warren has 684 and 4 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, though, he has 620 yards and 7 touchdowns. So Michael Pittman has the most touchdowns for them. But yes, yards-wise, Alec Pierce has the yards for them. Here we go. Injury reports. We have a lot more injuries, but we have some guys coming back. Eric Armstead participated. Logan Cook participated. Edoga participated. Jordan Lewis, full participation. Walker Little did not participate. I expect him to miss. I expect Cole Van Lannon to take his spot, potentially at the left spot. I don't know if they'll move Anton over to left tackle and put Cole Van Lannon at right tackle. We'll have to see about that. Devin Lloyd, full participant in practice. Ross Matisic did not participate. We'll have to see. No, he did participate, but he was not a full participant. Hopefully he can play. I would like to see Devon Hamilton at full-time nose tackle. Don't want to see any split reps for him at long snapper. And then Makari should be back, full participant in practice. Would like to see him back for sure. Yeah. Wyatt Milam looked pretty good for a few games. I think the O-line is starting to take shape, and especially seeing some of these injuries that we've had on O-line and being able to see some of these other guys come in and take spots at different places on the line. that's given me a lot of hope in not only the play by the players, but the coaching. The coaching has been a huge, just at every position really, but O-line has been terrible for us over the years, especially coaching. And now to see this just do a complete turnaround in our O-line is a huge strength for us, even with some of these injuries and having to move people around. I love that. I love that some of these guys can just step up and take charge, man. Colts, they have Downs as a full participant. Gardner is not going to play against us, and he probably will not play against us in the Week 17 matchup that we have against the Colts, either in Indy. Daniel Jones is a full participant, but again, that fibula injury, not looking great. Not looking great. And then Moore, their defensive back, full participation, and Lewis, their defensive lineman, he participated, but not a full participant. The last matchup we had with the Colts, we lost 26-23. That was in Indy because they have not beat us in Jacksonville since 2014. It's been 11 years since they've beat us at home. I know this is two completely different teams, especially from 11 years ago. But I think we have the edge here. We play really good at home. Trevor's looking good in the scheme. Our run game's looking good. The offensive line's looking good. Defensive line, we should have Trayvon back, and Eric Armstead should be back. So I expect a huge game from our defensive line coming Sunday. And I like what I'm seeing. Matchup's going to be very close. I think this game right here, I think this game and the Broncos game are going to be our two closest games. I think this game also decides what potentially could happen in that Week 17 matchup against the Colts. And they also play in a dome. So I feel like if we can win the dogfight in the elements at home, I think we'll feel more comfortable going to Indy, especially if we can win the next few games back to back. We will feel really good going into Indy Week 17 in the dome, especially if everybody's healthy and looking good. If the Colts have some more injuries, and if we beat them this week, that's gonna decide a lot. Also, what this game determines if we win, that will be Trevor Lawrence's third winning season as the Jacksonville Jaguars QB. We haven't had 3 winning seasons from a QB since, David Garrard? Right? Let me look that up. Let me take a look at that. So Trevor Lawrence is now in third place as with the most wins in Jacksonville history at quarterback. He is behind David Garrard, who has 44. So if let's say Trevor wins out this year, that's 35 wins. Then next year, he could overtake David Garrard and be right behind Mark Burnell with wins. Let me see. Winning seasons here. So Mark Burnell, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark Burnell had 4 winning seasons. Byron Leftwich had 2. David Garrard had 1. David Garrard only had 1. Sorry, I thought he had more than that. 2. He had 2. David Garrard had 2 winning seasons. So Trevor is about to be right behind Mark Burnell with winning seasons, and he'll only need 1 more winning season next year to tie. So all these Trevor haters, man, take a look back in the past. Trevor is the the best thing that's happened to us in a very long time. A very long time. So, Blake Bortles, 1 winning season as quarterback. Gardner Minshew, no winning seasons. Crazy. Crazy to think about. All right. Well, I have said everything that I've wanted to say. I'm going to end this here. I'm going to re-upload this as a video. Well, I'm actually just going to cut it. It'll be a video. So I appreciate you guys that have stopped by, mentioned a few things, asked some questions. The hope for me this weekend is to be live for the Jags Colts game at 1 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys. Vinny, appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Dude.